divine feminine. This person didn't just walk away, they disappeared into silence, left you with more questions than answers, and tried to forget the connection that never let them go. But the truth is, they've been carrying the weight of that goodbye every single day. Something heavy was going on behind the scenes, things they didn't know how to say, things they were ashamed of. And now they're coming back, not just with a message, but with a confession they've never said out loud before. The clarity is hitting them hard, and it's hitting them fast. All they can think about now is finding their way back to you. Hello, soul family. Welcome to Spiritual Manifestation. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, I'm glad to have you home. I just want to take a moment to say how grateful I am that you're here, because the energy that's already coming through feels powerful. And I can tell this message is meant for someone who truly needs it today. Before we dive in, a quick reminder: if you feel called to go deeper, the extended readings and extra guidance are always available on Patreon and through YouTube memberships. That's where we get into the longer, more personal layers of these messages, and it's a beautiful space to connect on a deeper level. And while you're here, don't forget to support the channel by liking this video, leaving a comment below, and sharing this reading with someone who may need to hear it. Your energy in this community makes such a difference, and I love reading your thoughts and reflections. Now let's go ahead and shuffle the deck together. Spirit, we ask you to guide us in this moment, to bring through the clearest and most aligned messages for those listening. As I set the energy for this reading, I can already feel the cards beginning to stir, and I know something important is ready to come through. All right, Divine Feminine. The card I just pulled for you is the Star. And the moment I turned it over, I felt this calm, glowing energy rush in, like the universe has been standing behind you this whole time, guiding you, protecting you, and quietly preparing you for something bigger than you've imagined. The star always shows up when you're walking a path that's real, aligned, and blessed, even if the steps feel confusing. And as soon as this card came forward, your guides whispered, "Tell her she's safe. Tell her she's guided. Tell her she's not imagining all the signs." So if you've been seeing 444 everywhere, this is not random. This is your soul saying, "Hey, pay attention. Something important is coming." And let me really explain this, because it's deeper than just an angel number repeating on your screen. 444 is showing up because you're in a season where you're building something that matters, something that has real weight in your destiny. Maybe it's a business, a dream, a new version of yourself, or a relationship that feels important. Whatever it is, even if you can't see the full picture yet, you're building it in total alignment with your soul's truth. That's why the universe keeps flashing signs at you, because your human mind may feel unsure, but your soul is steady, centered, and already knows where this is going. And there's something so beautiful here. You are divinely protected in ways you don't even fully understand. When I say protected, I don't mean lightly, I mean shielded, guarded, guided. You have guides around you who are making sure that you don't fall into anything that isn't meant for you. They're redirecting you, even through delays, even through detours, even through moments where you thought something wasn't working. And the energy of 444 is saying, Keep going, you're safe. Stay on this path. This is part of your soul mission. What's also coming through so strongly is this sense that you're being prepared for a message, like a notification from the universe itself. For some of you, this might show up through a literal message, a text, a call, a confession someone's been holding in. For others, it's an intuitive download that hits you out of nowhere, like a sudden knowing. And the wild part is, it's connected to something you once wished for, something you said you wanted, something you dreamed about long before you felt ready to receive it. And when it arrives, it's going to feel surprising, exciting, and completely unexpected, and yet deeply familiar. I also have to say this. Your energy right now is shifting your entire life. Whoever I'm speaking to, you are not here to live a small life. You carry a blueprint that is so old, so wise, and so purposeful that even your desires are not random. That dream you've had since childhood, that thing that pulls at your soul, that idea that never leaves you alone, those are not fantasies. Those are instructions. Your soul placed those desires inside you because they align with your highest path. You're not meant to ignore them. You're meant to build your life around them. And here's something else that keeps coming through. You are showing people what aligned success looks like. Not forced, not faked, not hustled, but guided, inspired, rooted in truth. You are proving, simply by walking your path, that a person can be spiritually aligned and successful, spiritually connected and abundant, heart-centered and powerful. And people are watching you, even quietly, because you are teaching them through your example. You are showing them what it looks like to choose purpose over fear, alignment over pressure, soul over noise. The star coming out as your first card is the universe saying, you're entering a timeline where your dreams and your destiny begin to meet. And 444 is the sign flashing repeatedly to make sure you don't miss the moment when everything begins to click. It is the universe confirming that you're not wrong for wanting what you want. You're not behind. You're not lost. You're not going the wrong way. You are building something blessed, and every step is guided, even the ones that felt like mistakes. So breathe, divine feminine. Feel the peace of this moment, because you're stepping into a chapter where clarity meets purpose, where protection meets progress, where your soul's blueprint starts unfolding in real time. And trust me, the message coming your way is going to shift everything. Let's draw another card and see what's guiding this next part of your journey. And here it is, the Eight of Pentacles. And honestly, divine feminine, I couldn't have asked for a more perfect card to show up in this moment. The Eight of Pentacles is the card of quiet mastery, of showing up even when it's hard, of building something solid, one intentional step at a time. The energy behind this card is focused, humble, and deeply loving. It's about doing the work that no one claps for, but that builds the life you've always wanted. And this is where Spirit is bringing us now. You've been doing that deep, unseen work, the kind that doesn't get instant results, the kind that no one else might notice, but your soul does. And I want you to really hear this. You've been laying a foundation so powerful and so sacred that the universe itself has taken notice. Everything you've poured into yourself lately, your time, your devotion, your healing, your energy, it hasn't gone to waste. In fact, It's becoming the very base of something real and lasting that you're about to build on top of. Just like concrete has to be poured and cured before a house can rise above it, your inner transformation was the first structure, that invisible layer beneath the surface. That's where the real magic has happened. And I get it. There were moments it felt tedious. Moments where you didn't know if any of this effort was really leading somewhere. There may have been days where you wanted to stop, when the healing felt like too much, when the waiting felt too long. But you didn't stop. You kept pouring into yourself anyway, even when your faith wavered, even when the vision felt far away. And now, Spirit is showing me that the ground beneath you has solidified. What once felt like mud is now a strong and sacred platform, and it's time to rise, divine feminine. It's time to build on everything you've already created inside of you. What you're building now, it's not just for you. There's this beautiful thread running through everything you're doing that's tied to love, a service of love. And this doesn't mean you have to be running a business or giving public speeches or saving the world on some grand stage. Sometimes the greatest service is simply showing up in your true frequency, loving yourself so fully and living so authentically that it creates ripples without you even knowing it. And that's what you're doing. Your presence is a vibration, and your vibration has the power to unlock others. You might be wondering, how am I serving if I'm just doing what I love? But that's exactly it. Whatever you pour your love into becomes a service to the world because it carries that energy forward. Love is the greatest alchemy. It transforms everything it touches. And so when you build from love, you don't just create things. You shift timelines, you awaken hearts, you raise frequencies, you become a mirror for what's possible. You become evidence that living in alignment works, that healing is real, that following your truth is worth it. Spirit keeps showing me the image of someone going back to the same space every single day, chiseling away, laying one stone, crafting one small piece of a larger structure. That's the kind of energy that's being activated now, manifestation through consistent action. And I know that word, consistency, can feel heavy sometimes. But this isn't about pressure or perfection. It's about devotion, about waking up and saying, today I choose to show up again, even if it's messy, even if I'm scared, even if I'm tired, because I believe in what I'm building. And here's something important. Many of the plans and ideas that have been coming to you lately, those aren't random. They're not just cute thoughts or passing inspirations. They're soul-given blueprints. Even if they popped into your head while brushing your teeth or scrolling your phone, don't dismiss them. That idea to post once a day, to write a book, to start something small, to learn something new, those were whispered to you from your higher self. They didn't just come from your mind. They came from your soul. I feel like your soul is finally ready to start feeding you the next steps. And that's big, because it means you've done the groundwork. It means you're ready to start building what you came here to build. But I also feel that hesitation bubbling up, that quiet voice inside saying, wait, am I really ready? What if I'm doing too much? And I want to gently say this. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to take a breath. But don't let that fear stop you. Because the truth is, you're not overdoing it. You're responding to alignment. You're being guided. and everything inside you that wants to move forward is doing so because the path is now ready. So trust this urge to act. Trust the part of you that's ready to start showing up more fully for yourself, for your dreams, for your service of love. You don't need to do it all at once, but you do need to begin, brick by brick, page by page, step by step. This isn't about rushing, it's about rising and divine feminine. You've never been more ready to rise than you are right now. Let's see what Spirit wants us to know next. And here it is, the Fool. And divine feminine, wow. This card carries such a powerful message for you right now. The Fool is that beautiful moment of new beginnings, of fresh energy, of walking forward without needing to see the full map. It's the card of soul-led movement, of trusting your heart even when your mind doesn't have all the answers. And that's exactly where you are right now, isn't it? On the edge of something new, something unknown, and something very, very divinely guided. You've been receiving ideas lately, whispers of new plans, visions, or even a sudden burst of inspiration that seems to come out of nowhere. And maybe you've been wondering where all of this is coming from. But here's what Spirit wants you to know. Those thoughts aren't random. They're not just from your brain. They're coming straight from your soul. These are not distractions. These are instructions. Your soul is gently guiding you toward the next step in your journey. And it's doing so in ways that feel subtle, sometimes sudden, but always filled with divine alignment. Now I know that next step might feel a little scary. There's a lot of uncertainty in the air right now. You don't have all the details, and maybe that makes you question whether it's safe to move forward. But that's where the number 444 enters again. Every time you see 444, it's not just a number, it's a message. A divine reminder that you are not alone, that you are protected, and that your path is being watched over. It's Spirit saying, keep going. You're on the right track. Even if you can't see the full picture, just take the next step. This path you're on is requiring a deep level of trust. And that's not always easy, especially when doubt starts creeping in. You might catch yourself wondering, is this really the right time? Am I doing too much? Is this idea even good enough? And I want you to know that those thoughts are normal. You're human, but you're also deeply connected to something higher. And that part of you already knows this is the way forward. You're not being asked to know everything. You're just being asked to respond when the spark shows up. And that's what the Fool reminds us of. It's that moment when we don't have the full plan, but we can feel the pull, that urge to create, to speak, to share, to build, to follow something that doesn't quite make sense but feels deeply true. Maybe it's a pull to make a video, to write something, to call someone, to begin something new, even if it's not in your usual schedule. Even if it's not perfectly planned, if it's aligned, that's enough. I want to gently invite you to honor those sparks of inspiration, even if they feel small, even if you doubt whether they matter, because they do. That idea that pops into your head out of nowhere, that's not nothing. That's your soul lighting the path, one step at a time. And maybe it would help to keep a little journal nearby, to write those ideas down when they come. You don't have to act on every single one right away, but writing them honors them. It tells the universe, I'm listening. And in return, the guidance keeps flowing. You are being guided in real time, divine feminine. And that's what makes this journey feel both magical and mysterious, because it's not about sticking to a rigid plan. It's about staying in tune with your inner rhythm, responding when your soul speaks, acting from inspiration, not obligation, and trusting that each inspired action is leading you toward something bigger, something you may not even be able to see yet. And here's the beautiful part. You're not walking this path alone. That number, 444, is walking with you. Every time it shows up, it's spirit gently touching your shoulder and saying, you're safe, you're loved, you're moving in the right direction. So the next time you feel that nudge to take action, to say yes to an idea, or to move forward even when it feels a little scary, remember this card, remember this moment, and know that your soul is not leading you astray. You were made for this, and you're doing better than you think. Before we pull the next card, I just want to pause for a moment and check in with you. How has this been resonating with you so far? If something in these first 3 cards has already spoken to your heart, let me know in the comments. I love reading how these messages meet you right where you are. All right, let's go ahead and see what Spirit has for us as we pull the next card. Let's go ahead and pull the next message for you. And the card coming out now is the Page of Swords. Oh, this makes so much sense with what's coming through. The Page of Swords is all about receiving information, those sudden sparks of insight, those nudges, those quiet little thoughts that come out of nowhere and feel too meaningful to ignore. This card is like a messenger from your own soul. And right now, Divine Feminine, you're being reminded that your soul is constantly trying to speak to you, not in big, loud, dramatic ways, but in soft whispers, flashes of ideas, passing thoughts, nudges that tug gently at your attention. I keep seeing the image of someone carrying a small notebook. Maybe it's physical, or maybe it's your notes app on your phone. Either way, Spirit is saying these aren't just notes. These are blueprints. Those random thoughts or little ideas you scribble down. They are not random at all. They are moments of divine inspiration. It's like your soul is dropping hints into your awareness and inviting you to capture them while they're still fresh. Because if you let them drift away, you might miss something powerful. Writing it down, even if it's just a quick sentence, is how you begin anchoring that divine idea into the physical world. And this next part might sound a little funny, but Spirit showed it to me so clearly. It's like your soul is sending you notifications. Just like your phone buzzes when someone sends you a message, your inner self is doing the same. These soul notifications don't make noise, but they do get your attention. Maybe it's that strong feeling of, I need to create this, or I need to reach out to this person. Maybe it's an idea that pops in when you're walking, or when you're in the shower, or even when you're lying in bed. The point is, these are not accidents. Your soul is trying to reach you. And the question is, are you tuning in? Sometimes those soul notifications are trying to come through, but there's just too much noise, too many literal phone notifications, distractions, conversations, alerts, so your inner messages get drowned out. And Spirit is saying very clearly, make space for them. Maybe that looks like putting your phone on Do not disturb for a bit. Maybe it means carving out a few minutes of quiet at the start of your day. However it looks for you, there's a deep need right now to intentionally tune into your inner world before you let the outer world flood in. That one little idea you receive while journaling, that gentle nudge you get in the morning, that may be the exact thing that unlocks a door for you, but you'll only know it if you pause long enough to receive it. Spirit is asking you to honor those moments. Take them seriously, even if they seem small. That's how you build trust with your intuition. That's how you begin living from soul instead of survival. There's another layer to this card too. The Page of Swords can also point to a literal message coming your way. For some of you, this may be a text, an email, or even a conversation that sparks something major. It could be someone confessing something to you, offering you an opportunity, or even just validating something you've been feeling deep down. Keep your heart open because Spirit is saying, something is about to be revealed. And it may come through words, spoken or written, that shift the way you see everything. So, if something lands in your inbox or someone reaches out unexpectedly, don't brush it off. It might be part of your bigger alignment. And if nothing has shown up yet, don't worry. It's on the way. What matters now is your readiness to receive it. Stay grounded, stay open, and most of all, stay connected to your own voice, because your soul is already talking to you every single day. It's just about creating the space to hear it more clearly. Here's the reminder I feel you really need to take with you. Tune into yourself before you tune out into the world. This might be the simplest and most important shift you can make right now. Before you scroll, check, read, or reply, take a breath, listen inward. Let that be the first voice you hear each day. That's your compass, that's your guide, and that's where the real magic begins. I just pulled a new card from the deck, and it's the Six of Cups. And wow, this one immediately carries a soft, almost nostalgic kind of energy. It's the kind of feeling that sneaks up on you when you're minding your business, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, a memory or a name or a voice from the past gently taps on your spirit. This card is all about emotional echoes. It speaks of someone who has been holding on to your energy in silence. Someone from the past who still feels a pull toward you, even if they never said it out loud. They may have walked away, distanced themselves, or chosen not to show up for you when you needed them. But something about the connection just never truly dissolved. And that's what I'm feeling now. A soul who has tried to forget you, but can't. No matter how much time has passed, no matter what happened between you, there's this quiet ache in their heart that always leads back to you. And here's the part that Spirit really wants to emphasize. This isn't just random longing. This is the universe beginning to restore what was imbalanced. When this person broke your heart, when they left or chose not to meet you halfway, there was an energetic debt that formed, not out of revenge or punishment, but because of the deep imbalance they created. You gave, you loved, you showed up, and they didn't. And when something is poured from the heart with that much purity, the universe makes sure it doesn't go to waste. That energy doesn't just disappear, it circles back. And for this person, it's coming back as emotional weight they can't shake, dreams they can't ignore, moments of silence where your name suddenly surfaces in their mind with no warning. And now the scales are shifting. There's a confession, an apology, or a message trying to make its way to you, not for validation, but because it's part of the soul contract. A truth that never got spoken is being pulled toward you, like a tide returning to shore. This person, whoever they are, has been holding on to guilt. At the time, they may have felt justified in how they left things. Maybe they were scared. Maybe they didn't know how to face the depth of what you brought into their life. Or maybe they told themselves that cutting off communication was the cleanest way to move forward. But here's the thing. Even if they blocked you, ignored you, or ghosted you, the connection didn't block itself. The heart doesn't work like that. Energy doesn't work like that. And they're realizing it now. For some of you, this could involve a Libra or someone with Libra placements. But even if that doesn't resonate, the deeper message here is about balance. Libra energy is about restoring harmony, weighing truth, righting wrongs. And that's what the universe is doing here. When this connection ended, something was left unfinished, like a book with the last few pages torn out. It's not that you needed them to validate your worth. You've already begun to reclaim that power. But there's still something karmic here. A thread that spirit wants to gently tie off in a way that honors your soul and your growth. You may have been the one left in silence, but you've done the healing. You've spent time turning your pain into self-discovery, your grief into wisdom, your heartbreak into a deeper understanding of your own strength. And now that you've stabilized your energy, you've become a mirror. This person is starting to see clearly, not just who you were to them, but who they became without you. The absence has revealed more than your presence ever could. And that realization is haunting them in a way that makes them want to reach out, to restore something, to say what they couldn't say before. But here's what Spirit also wants you to know. Whether or not this person reaches out, whether or not they find the courage to send that message, you are already whole. You were never truly waiting for them. You were waiting for yourself to return to the center of your own life. And you've done that. That's the real balance. That's the real closure. This incoming message, if it comes, is just the final piece being gently placed back where it belongs. Not to make you complete, but to remind you how complete you already are. So, as this energy builds, be gentle with your heart. You may feel waves of nostalgia, dreams of the past, sudden moments of wondering, what if? Let them come, let them pass. You're not moving backward. You're simply witnessing what once was from a new level of wisdom. And if someone from your past appears, know that it's not random, it's not a coincidence. It's the universe bringing the final pages of a story that always deserved a better ending. And this time, divine feminine, you get to choose what that ending looks like. And now we've come to the final card of this reading. We're closing with the Knight of Swords, and the energy here is undeniable. Fast, sudden, direct. This is the kind of movement that doesn't hesitate, doesn't stop to overthink, and doesn't check for permission. It just moves. And the one moving? It's someone who's been holding back for far too long. Someone who's spent more time than they'll admit wrestling with what they didn't say, what they didn't do, and how they walked away without explaining themselves. There's something about this moment that feels overdue, like a dam finally breaking. And here's the thing. This isn't just someone returning to revisit the past. This is someone charging forward because they finally realized that silence never brought them peace. They've been carrying the weight of your absence, pretending they were fine, going through the motions, while something inside them kept whispering your name. That whisper is louder now. It's undeniable, and it's pushing them to act. The Knight of Swords is impulsive, but in this reading, it doesn't feel reckless. It feels necessary. This person isn't showing up because everything is suddenly perfect in their life. They're showing up because you matter more than their fear, more than their pride, more than the things they didn't know how to say. You've been sitting in their mind, in their memories, in their energy, and they can't outrun it anymore. So instead of avoiding it, they're choosing to face you. They want to explain. That's what I keep hearing. I didn't mean to leave like that. I didn't know how to tell you what I was going through. I thought I was protecting you from my mess. But I realize now that disappearing hurt more than the truth ever would have. These words may not come out perfectly when they finally reach you. They may stumble, hesitate, fumble over their thoughts, but they'll be sincere. You'll feel it. And the timing of this, how sudden it feels, will be confirmation that this isn't something you chased or forced. It's something the universe aligned. And now, Divine Feminine, here's where your power comes in. Because this isn't about letting someone back in just because they finally showed up. It's about tuning into your knowing. You're no longer the version of you who would have settled for breadcrumbs. You're not the person who would have accepted inconsistency just to feel seen. You've grown into someone who knows your worth, who has learned how to sit in stillness, even when the silence is loud. You've healed parts of yourself in private that no one saw, but your soul did. And that healing has magnetized this moment. So when they come forward, when they speak the truth they've been sitting on, you don't have to rush. You don't owe them instant answers. What you owe is loyalty to yourself. The same loyalty you've poured into everyone else. You finally get to give that to you. The Knight of Swords shows that this person is coming in hot. But your pace, your boundary, your heart, those remain sovereign. You don't need to match their speed. You only need to match your truth. And maybe that truth is forgiveness, or closure, or the chance to start again with clearer eyes and stronger boundaries. Or maybe it's knowing that their return confirms everything your intuition already told you, that you were never crazy, never imagining things, never asking for too much. You were just ahead of them on the healing path. And now they're catching up. This is the final card, Divine Feminine, the closing chapter of this particular story. And it brings with it the kind of shift that only happens when someone finally stops running from themselves. Whether this message becomes a reunion or just a release, you'll know. You'll feel it in your chest, in your breath, in the quiet way your spirit says, I'm ready. Because the truth has been traveling towards you this entire time. And now it's here. Okay, this feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. What we've seen here is a reminder that your energy is powerful, your journey is guided, and Spirit is always working in ways you may not fully see, yet trust that what is meant for you will always find its way, and you don't need to chase. Just allow yourself to stay aligned and open. If you feel called to dive deeper, the exclusive and extended version of our readings are available right now on Patreon and through YouTube memberships. That's where we really expand on these messages and explore the layers that Spirit couldn't fit into this space. Also, don't forget to check out the community posts and today's energy reading updates. I love connecting with you there and hearing how these messages meet you in your own journey. Drop your comments below, share your personal requests, and let me know how this reading spoke to you. And if you'd like to keep the energy flowing, I've linked some other videos here that I know will guide and encourage you. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.